On May 13, 1950, Stevie Wonder was born prematurely in Saginaw, Michigan. He told Oprah Winfrey he was placed in an incubator and his doctor made an irreversible mistake. Stevie said, "I was given too much oxygen and an area of my eyes was destroyed." His retinas detached, leading to Stevie losing his eyesight. Despite his disability, The Independent reports he sang in the church choir, learned to play the piano at the age of 7, taught himself to play the harmonica, drums, and bass, and had no shortage of women lining up to date him. He told Oprah Winfrey that as a child, one of his favorite songs to sing was Smokey Robinson's "I'll Try Something New." He said, "When I'd sing that song, the girls would come around and my heart would beat fast." Although he couldn't see the girls, he said he could feel that they were really into him. After getting signed to Motown's Tamla label, his natural charisma made him popular with the girls too. As of this video, he has fathered 9 children with 5 different women. So how does he manage to sweep the most beautiful women off their feet without being able to see? Here's what we know about Stevie Wonder's interesting love life. According to singer Betty LaVette's memoir entitled A Woman Like Me, she and some other singers in the Detroit music scene decided to throw Stevie a party for his 16th birthday. Their objective? To turn Stevie into a man. Stevie's deflowering party took place in Betty's basement apartment. She wrote that she was the first one approached to do the honors, but she suggested her friend Marie Early should handle the job, since she would make the experience, quote, unforgettable. When Marie failed to show up to the party, Stevie's happiness turned to sadness. Lacking the ability to see, Stevie relied on his other senses to help him pinpoint the most beautiful woman in a room. He once told Page Six, "I know a lady of the world when I'm around her, so I really don't need anyone to tell me she's the one or she's not." As his career began to heat up, he was hounded by groupies. However, Stevie told Jet magazine it became much easier for him to identify the Satin dolls, a term that was coined by Stevie's idol Duke Ellington. For those of you who are unaware, a Satin doll is described as a woman who is as pretty on the outside as she is on the inside. Stevie said he would judge his conversations with women. A good sense of humor and a great personality were 2 things that would win him over. However, sometimes knowing a woman had a nice body was all it took. One former girlfriend told the New York Post she was sitting in front of Stevie at church when the guys he was with told him, "Wow, she's got a nice butt and a face to match." That was Stevie's cue to spit some game. The woman told the publication he tapped her on the shoulder and asked what it was that brought her to church. She told him she attended the service every Sunday because she believed in God. She said Stevie responded that he could give her all the things God had promised to give her. Another woman confirmed she met Stevie in church as well. He would stay late just to impress her and eventually stole her heart by giving her piano lessons and turning gospel songs into love songs. The woman said he'd change the words and insert my name and his name in there. The woman said Stevie laid it on thick by suggesting baby names for them and promising to buy them the most fabulous houses. Stevie's mom, Lula Mae Hardaway, gave more insight into his dating ritual prior to her 2006 passing. Lula said before attending an event, Stevie would choose a woman to flirt with. On one occasion, he chose his Motown label mate, Diana Ross. Stevie reportedly asked someone to tell him what color dress Diana was wearing. And then he was led over to her and showered her with compliments like, "I love that red dress." Stevie soon learned Diana was off limits because she was hooking up with Motown founder Berry Gordy. Levi Stubbs of the Four Tops stated, "Stevie flirted, but when it came to Diana, we had to let him know that she was the boss's woman, and the boss doesn't play." He struck up a friendship with Rita Wright, the receptionist at Motown's Detroit office, who also doubled as a background and demo singer. 18-year-old Stevie and 22-year-old Rita's friendship eventually turned romantic. A source told Page Six Stevie was so taken by her because, quote, she was fresh. He could reportedly sense her sexiness just by touching the sleeves of her blouse. Stevie told the publication, "A lady that wears an expensive top is not loud when she speaks and smells good. That's how I know." They tied the knot, and after 18 months, their marriage was over. Although their relationship didn't last, they remained friends and continued working on music together. In a 1973 interview with Rolling Stone, Stevie hinted he had a new person in his life whom he described as his lady friend. Many assumed the woman he was referring to was his secretary and bookkeeper, Yolanda Simmons. He said one thing they had in common was sensing when people weren't being authentic. When the interviewer asked what their life was like in the bedroom, Stevie answered, "You just have to get in there and do that. You know, that is just fantasticness." Rolling Stone reported Yolanda gave birth to their daughter Aisha Morris in February 1975. Stevie told Oprah that one night the sound of Aisha splashing in the bathtub almost brought him to tears. He said, "That was emotion stuck in a moment, and that can never, ever be taken away." The moment inspired him to write one of his most iconic hits entitled "Isn't She Lovely?" The beginning of the song features the adorable giggles and cries of his baby girl. In the sleeve notes of his 1976 album, Songs in the Key of Life, fans found one of many messages from Stevie that read, "My mind's heart must be polygamous, and my spirit is married to many, and my love belongs to all." The note was followed by a list of women's first names. Mike Zimbello, the guitarist in Stevie Wonder's band Wonderland, told biographer Mark Ribowski, "Stevie loved Yolanda, but Stevie loved many women." Mike went on to say he assumes Stevie woke up one day and realized you can only have one love during your lifetime, and the love of his life was his ex-wife, Rita. Mike added, "That was the thorn in his side. He is petrified of loneliness, so he decided he'd be happy being happy with Yolanda." On that note, it's no surprise he and Yolanda never got married. However, she did give birth to their son Keita Morris in 1977. Stevie gave what many believed was insight into their relationship in his 1980 ballad, Lately. In the paranoid lyrics, Stevie sings about potentially losing his woman to another man. GQ reports Stevie and Yolanda eventually split in 1982, and it was rumored his reluctance to give up other women led to the breakup. Stevie kept busy in the 80s by fathering a son named Mumtaz with Melody McCulley and a son Kwame with a woman named Cheryl. Sources report he also fathered his fifth child, a daughter named Sophia, born on an unknown date with an unidentified woman. Even though he had experiences with other women, his heart reportedly belonged to a lady named Angela McGaffey. According to the LA Times, he had been pursuing her since 1986, but it wasn't until 1996 when he decided to take things to the next level. Stevie reportedly convinced Angela to quit her job as a wardrobe consultant and move into his LA estate. She said they entered into a verbal agreement with the understanding that Stevie would be the sole income earner and she would be the homemaker. Angela said she was asked by Stevie to assist him in resolving some of his medical, personal, and family issues. She also reportedly redesigned his residence by adding Braille inscriptions to help him move independently. Angela prepared a diet and exercise program to help reduce his blood pressure and claimed she rendered a variety of personal services to help him deal with bladder, hemorrhoid, and a fungus infection. Even though he and Angela were cohabitating, he met freelance art director Kai Millard in 1999 while at a New York nightclub. According to The Telegraph, he had some of his people approach her. Kai declined the offer because she was at the nightclub for work purposes. Once she turned to walk away, Stevie was standing behind her. They ended up talking until 5 a.m. 6 months later, they got engaged, and in September 2001, Stevie and Kai became husband and wife. But what about his girlfriend, Angela? A month after Stevie and Kai's wedding, Angela filed a $30 million lawsuit claiming she contracted herpes from Stevie 1 year prior. Angela also claimed he concealed the disease from her. Stevie clapped back in a suit of his own, alleging Angela took $160,000 worth of furniture, stereos, exercise, and musical gear after their breakup. He also denied the STD allegation. The case was moved to mediation, and the outcome was kept confidential. Stevie and Kai welcomed their son Kyland in 2001, and in May 2005, Kai gave birth to Stevie's seventh child, a baby boy named Mandela. The baby's name was a suggestion that came from Nelson Mandela. In a 2010 interview with The Telegraph, Stevie admitted he wanted 2 more children, preferably twins. 2 years later, he filed for divorce after 11 years of marriage. He cited irreconcilable differences and signed the divorce papers using 2 fingerprints instead of a signature. He requested joint custody of their 2 sons and agreed to pay $25,000 per month in child support. Before their divorce was finalized in October 2015, Stevie had already moved on with Tamika Robin Bracey. A source told Page Six they met at a gathering and Stevie was captivated by her perfume. When Tamika walked past him, Stevie could tell she was, quote, light on her feet, and to him, that meant she must be a true beauty. Their relationship progressed, and Tamika quietly gave birth to 2 children. 67-year-old Stevie and 42-year-old Tamika made things official by getting married in July 2017 at Hotel Bel Air. In December 2019, Stevie underwent a kidney transplant. During a virtual press conference to announce his move from Motown Records, he said he was feeling great. He added, "I told my daughter Aisha, I'm going to be like 5 years younger than you now. I'm going from being 70 to being 40. Sources report Stevie wasn't always available for his children, who as of this video range in age from 45 to 5 years old. But as he has gotten older, he has developed closer bonds with all of them. These days, the father of 9 and his 3rd wife, Tamika, are living happily in Los Angeles. Through all the ups and downs of his dating history, he has learned one valuable lesson. He told Oprah Winfrey, "I'm a work in progress, but if I know in my heart that I'm doing my best, that my heart's in the right place, that I have unconditional love, I feel okay." Let us know if you're shocked by Stevie's love life, and thanks for watching Real Reality Gossip.